Hello and welcome to We're Watchers. This is Vinland Saga episode 4. So last episode we were ambushed. Aselglad is here and it seems we're finally going to get the duel between the two and potentially lose Thor's here. I'm really interested in what the dynamics going forward are going to be, but I am really dreading losing Thor's here if it happens this episode or if it happens next episode. It seems like it's inevitable and going to happen soon, but it seems like there will be some great action coming up as well to make up for it at least a little bit. So before we jump into this, be sure to check out the Patreon page. Over there you can find 1 week early access. You can also find polls so you can vote for what's next, and you can find a full-length timer-based version of this where you can just sync up your own footage and watch along with me. So yeah, let's just jump right in. Okay, here we go. A true warrior. Oh, great. Definitely not a foreboding title at all. About just yeah, not even a challenge. See, Bjorn was that guy's name who took the mushroom earlier. Even he looks scared here. Oh, just break her arm just with a punch like that. Wow. He's the troll of the Joms Vikings, yeah. But look at that, see, he's still being nice. He's still saving them. Oh, the shrooms are finally kicking in. Oh. Okay, I was like, was that him just knocking him straight out like that? He's taking out his own men though. Yeah, it's so like animalistic. Yeah, like pounding the ground like a gorilla. I like how the show can still incorporate these more surreal things that are a bit more magical, but it's still you know, it's a bit more fantastical, but it's still grounded quite well. It's just like in the presentation it's quite fantastical, but what's happening is still quite grounded. Oh, I thought we'd cut to the opening there. Yeah, look at that. The intimidation on the frame, but how calm and collected Thor still is. Still just takes him out like that. He's just gonna get madder and madder and stronger, right? Oh, okay, yeah, because they can just sell them as slaves. But that's probably better than them getting injured and killed during this fight. Yeah, I was wondering if Thors would step in. Yeah, he's got that he's got that long jump, doesn't he? Oh, he's actually drawn his sword now. Oh, that's great. That heroic music as well. But yeah, Aselglad is like impressed. He's excited for the fight, maybe. See, is that an actual fight between them, or is it just like trying to prove yourself, prove your worth, or a fight to join his group? And who are they crying over there, actually? We saw Ilva, she was crying, and that actually looked like it was more of a grave scene, but it was the whole family there. Could that have been like Ariel or someone? Oh, or was that the slave? Yeah, that must have been the slave from episode 1, actually. Yeah. Is it? I'm not sure about that. Yeah. Put Thorfinn at risk. I like how he hasn't really blamed Thorfinn for coming along yet. He's just accepted it. There's nothing he can do now. Yeah, a one-on-one. Are they fighting on this ship?
俺を知って。
Ah, it's put it together.
父がいいね。頭のいいやつは好きだよ。
父上、お前みたいなワルと一緒にすんな。
こら、
Oh, he's giving it away that he's the son as well.
アシュラット、貴様妻子はいる。
いや、
そうか。
Yeah, he can't connect to him on that father role. But it means he doesn't feel as bad for killing him. There's not anyone relying on him. Yeah, I thought they'd do something with that. Oh, he's really fast. Oh, he done under. Wow. Okay, that's just a graze. So he's got the speed and Force has the strength. Is that it? Because I didn't think he looked, you know, that strong.
許せ、アシュラット。手加減はできん。
Yeah, he doesn't want to have to kill him.
通るぜ。
The thing is, even if Force wins, will his men like still be honorable like that? They might just kill him anyway.
おいおい。
Yeah, he's getting one up on him. I love this fast-paced action, you know.
しまった。奴の狙いは俺の剣。
Oh, he was purposely going for the sword to break it.
ってことは、奴の剣も。
Is it because Force knows in hand-to-hand combat he would win?
剣筋も読めるぜ。来た、大振り。
Yeah, you can just go for a punch.
俺が油断して大振りするのを待ってやがった。鼻から剣を折らせるつもりで、全部こいつの筋が。
Yeah, he's got that battle IQ. Look at that.
この俺がいいように踊らされるとは。
トールズさん。
But Force hasn't actually killed him.
どうした？やれよ。
その必要はない。
Yeah, he's just getting him to surrender.
俺を殺さん限り、この決闘は終わらんぞ。
Yeah, he's egging him on. Oh, there's Bjorn waking up seeing his leader defeated as well.
アシュラットが
But will it be like Force's honor here that gets him killed? Him refusing to kill?
だがなぜだね。それほどの腕がありながら、15年もアイスランドに。
Look how casual he's being though. He doesn't feel at risk here really.
本当の戦士には剣などいらぬ。
Oh, that piano is great. Yeah, Thorfinn's realizing.
俺たちの狩猟にならんか。
Oh, really?
なんちってね。おいおい、誰も笑わねえな。冗談だよ。
Was it?
アシュラット、貴様。
父
I mean, the duel hasn't technically ended yet.
まったく人がいいな。俺らが決闘の作法を守ると思った。
Yeah. But he knows he won't kill him now.
俺の勝ちだ。
どっちでもいい。
Yeah, I guess technically. Oh. I mean, he did survive one, but all of those.
父上。
アシュラット、この勝負。
He's still, yeah, he's still going.
村が報復を受ける。
お前という男。
Yeah, he's protecting the village as well as everyone here.
よかった。
Yeah, he just wanted to protect him. Yeah, he doesn't really need to fight back.
トールズに感謝するんだな。てめえらクソガキ100人でも釣りの苦し。
Yeah, you gotta live your life to the fullest now. Oh, wow.
父上が死んだ。
Oh, yeah, what's happening now then?
あんなに強い父上が。なんで剣を捨てたんだ。
He still doesn't quite understand, does he? Yeah, he just hasn't learnt the lesson. It's always going the complete opposite way.
トールズがいなけりゃ動かせないんだとよ。やつ一人で5人分漕いでた。
Yeah. Okay, so maybe he's up to vengeance. Oh, he's getting through to them.
なんてめえしやがる。
Yeah, just consumed by the hatred.
ほっとけ。どうせすぐ死ぬ。
Okay, so that was episode 4 of Vinland Saga. I'm really wondering what the dynamic going forward here will be. I was wondering if, you know, Askeladd would know that Thorfinn was Thor's son, but he fully knows that and he fully knows he's out for revenge. I thought maybe Thorfinn would keep that a secret, but it is just like out in the open, but they're still gonna be working together. He's still gonna like take him under his wing perhaps, or will like Askeladd like train him up so they can fight. He's like, oh, you're too weak to fight, let me train you, and by the time you're a strong warrior we can actually fight on like even ground or something. But we see, you know, he's not that honorable anyway. He is a little bit, you know, he did let the others live after Thor's sacrificed himself, but he still like was only really doing that duel for the fun of it. He wasn't like truly committing to the duel, to the terms of it, was he? So it's a really interesting dynamic that I'm looking forward to exploring a bit more as we go ahead here. So of course this episode we do finally lose Thors. It's kind of what I was expecting, him to die in battle protecting everyone. We had that, you know, Mexican standoff. It was either him or Thorfinn, and of course he would give his life up for Thorfinn. That makes complete sense, and he was just glad at the end that Thorfinn was actually safe there. So it does take a while to get into that main duel there. We start the episode off with Bjorn. You know, his mushroom has finally kicked in, he's got on berserker mode, and I really like how they present things in a more fantastical way while still being grounded. I know this is all kind of based in reality, it seems, for the most part. You know, it was a historical thing where they would take mushrooms to go into this rage berserker mode. So it's cool how they're incorporating that. But like in the presentation, you know, when Bjorn, he like fully rages up, he is so large and intimidating in the frame. They can really exaggerate things and push things in terms of the animation. It's really cool, but it doesn't feel like it's jumping the shark at all. It doesn't feel like it's over the top and fantastical when the story is quite grounded like it is. They balance that really well. Of course, Thors, he is just fighting them off, no problem, easy. You know, he just like punches that guy in his arm and fully breaks his arm. But we see, you know, he is doing this to keep people safe. He's so averse to killing, he even throws that oar in for the guy that was gonna drown, you know. And we see at the end there, when they said there was no casualties, Askeladd, he seems a bit upset. Maybe he thought like he was just a bit jealous of how strong Thors was, or it's like, oh, Thors is such a show off, that kind of thing. That seemed to piss him off a bit at the end there. And then Thors, he can even fight off this enraged Bjorn as well. He takes care of him real easy. You know, it takes a few times, you know, he beats him up once, then he gets back up, but it still wasn't that difficult for Thors at all. It was mainly his downfall was they were surrounded and there was only so much he could do. When the two boats were like parallel with each other, if anyone had jumped across, if they all jumped across at once, like he said, he couldn't really have stopped that. And then I really liked the one-on-one duel. We were seeing how they were paired up. I wasn't quite sure how strong Askeladd was going to be. I thought he'd be at least a bit of a challenge for Thors, but it seemed like the main pair up there, it was like his cunning and his speed that got him the upper hand right at the start there. You know, they were both walking towards that mast. I was expecting Thors to like with his sword just like cut that down or something, but it was actually Askeladd who had done that and brought that bit down, and then he slid underneath. That was really cool, that distraction. They both have that kind of warrior battle thinking where they're thinking on their feet really quick, but it is really cool. And then there was some great animation in the fight, in sword fighting. There can be some really great animations with sword fighting. There was some bits here, some cuts that were really fluid. There was one that even reminded me a little bit of Sword of the Stranger, which is high praise. Yutaka Nakamura animating that was just crazy. This obviously isn't as good because it's not a movie budget and it's not Yutaka Nakamura, but it was still really good and really fluid, and it did remind me of that, which is high praise. You know, there are the fluid moments of the one-on-one bit, but then there's the moments where it's slow down, and there's like slow-mo where it's a bit more tactical full as well. They kind of combine the two. You have the fluid one-on-one fights, and then you have some moments where it's slower, where you have like a still frame of a character like swiping down his sword, but it still works really well in the context of that fight. And then there was that moment where Astrolad was saying like, oh, can you be our leader? And then he says it's a joke, but I'm not sure if it was a joke or not, or if he was just saying it was a joke because he wanted to keep face in front of all of his men. I do like how his attitude switches like that. He's kind of happy-go-lucky sometimes and really cheerful, but then he can be serious when he needs to be. It's like he's seen so much battle that he knows he can be cheerful, if you get what I mean. Where he's so experienced and confident that he can be a bit nonchalant like that. But yeah, that moment where he was like, can you be our leader? I am wondering about that. Was it just because of the speech that Thors gave about, you know, not needing a sword, not needing to kill, and he was like, you're a real honorable man, you'd make a great leader, so be our leader instead? Or was he like planting the idea in his men's head that if he did die there, that they should follow Thors instead because Thors is such a great leader? Maybe that's what he was getting at there. But I feel like if he had killed him, they would have just tried to get revenge on Thors, really. That's always how it goes. Would they have followed Thors? I'm not quite sure there. And then, of course, Thors' defeat. You know, he took all of those arrows, and I was wondering, is he gonna carry on fighting? Is he gonna do like a Moomin Rider where you should be defeated but you keep getting back up, that kind of thing? But you know, he took those arrows and that was really the end of him. It didn't kill him right away, but he was losing all of that blood. It's just because before we'd seen he's taken arrows before and like just brushed them off. I was wondering if you just brushed that off a bit, but it did end up taking him. I was surprised we didn't see like the actual death on screen. Like, we didn't see him fall to his knees and then fall to the floor in front of Thorfinn. That's what I was expecting to happen. It was just kind of like, we had that gorgeous shot where it was just Thorfinn and Thors like isolated with the white surrounding them. That was really cool. And then it cut to later on. But I was expecting maybe to see him fall to the ground like that. You know, there is this rule in anime is if you don't see the death happen, you know, maybe they aren't actually dead, but I really can't see a way of Thors surviving this, and I feel like it might mess up the rest of the story if he actually did. I do think he is most likely actually dead here. It's just weird they didn't like fully show that or show a body or like show his funeral. I guess there wasn't really time for a funeral. I guess that could happen in the next episode as well, because we don't really know what's happened with Ari and Leif and the rest of them. Have they just been left there abandoned on the Faroe Islands? The pirates took one of the boats. They took the boat that it was Thors and the 5 others rowing in, but they didn't take Leif's boat, so maybe Leif will still be okay, and then Leif returns home with the others, then gives the news to Helga and Ylva, so maybe that will be what happens on that side, because I feel like we would have seen them like chained up and being slaves if it was the other way around, if Astrolad had taken them. So we will still be seeing the repercussions there, and we'll maybe see Leif as the new leader. What will be happening here? You know, will he go out to try and find Thorfinn, perhaps? I feel like he can't just leave him behind. Once he realizes that Thorfinn's missing, maybe he'll do something like, he'll go home, obviously, share the news, and then send a party out to go find him. But then he knows he can't really defeat Astrolad if they've taken Thorfinn under his wing, so I'm not sure there. And I'm expecting maybe a time skip soon. I don't know if it'll be the next episode. Maybe we'll get some fallout from everything that happened the next episode, and then the episode after or another one after we'll get that time skip into the future. It seems like this kind of introductory prologue to the story is coming to an end now. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider leaving a like or a comment. And if you really loved it, be sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date on all the future uploads. See ya, thanks for watching. Bye.